All right. Hey, y'all. So I am going to shoot a relaunch and reboot, whatever you want to call it, Zoom for people that life has just swept away. And so feeling a little bit out of touch of where to start, but do not want to miss the XMD. And so I'm going to, first of all, talk a little bit about y'all, you can't go back and listen to everything. You can't go back to everything for 2 months or a year and go, let me catch up with everything. Okay. There's no need to do that. And one of the great things about XMD is it is something that is not labor intensive that everyone can do, and the duplication is super simple. One of the biggest things that people have missed, honestly, is understanding duplicating the business. And what that means is you're working for Quick Start Manager and you turn around and help somebody do the same. Lots of times people would get bogged down in, do I have the right verbiage? Am I connecting to the right page? And all these kind of things, and miss the message of what your business actually is. And so I'm going to talk about that. So I want you to forget all that. Honestly, if you've been here for a while and you're in numerous boards and numerous pages, more is not better. It actually bogs you down mentally and emotionally, and you don't know where to start. So I would suggest that you're not a part of anything that you don't need to be a part of. You can do what you want to, but chasing, oh, this one said this and this one said this, is counterproductive to duplicating the business and finding success. So I am going to do some screen shares. I am going to take you into boards. This is the only board that I support. My old one, if you were on that, which I think says be the key, and it even says old version on it, you do not need it. I have not updated it in almost in a good 6 months plus. I created a new one that is more streamlined. It's only got the basic support tools in it. And I didn't have to clean out all the old stuff that is just truly just keeping you, like you go in your closet to get a blouse and you've got everything you've ever owned in there. So you can't find the blouse and it's right there in front of you. That's why I'm saying clean the cobwebs out if you need to. But again, the great thing about being independent distributors is you get to do it the way you want to. I get to do it the way I want to. So if you can duplicate the business, doesn't matter what you love for tools and resources. Okay. So I'm going to do a screen share, and I am shooting this because I've got so many people asking to bring them up to speed. And this is the quickest way for me to also visually show you some things. And then if you have specific questions, just send them back to me. If this was sent to you by a partner, ask them. If they need help, they'll ask me. Okay. So we want everybody locked and loaded and ready to go. So let's do a screen share. And in this, I am going to take you into boards. So at this point in time, I'll have to watch the recording to make sure that you're seeing what I want you to, but you should be seeing the welcome to the team board. If you do not have it, we will get it to you. Just say, hey, this is not what I have. You see at the top. The other one has 700 people on it. There's a lot of people that have not found that we have a new board, and they may be in that category of people that are watching this going, I've had a upheaval over the last 2 years, or it was just hard. It was just hard, and I just didn't see myself being able to do this. Y'all, XMD is changing all that. So um, these are the fundamentals that are always going to be there. At the top are typically going to be any of the current promos, anything that would change, like be updated with current information. So of course, we just released the Mango Peach, so there's assets to that. The October promos, which means if I enroll 15 people, what's the gift? What's the free product? Anything like that. And then if there is a flavor drop, which we also very, very shortly ago dropped the trim stick 3 flavors. So of course that's still fresh enough that those assets are right there. XMD pre-launch, everything related to XMD is in there. Every single thing. Okay. So we'll come back to that because I want to get into that. The start here basically talks a little bit about this board. It talks about we want to get you working on your goals, so forth and so on. And then so I'm going to start with this number one, start here. See, they're number one, start here. So in here, this is like you're a new partner to me, and I'm like, hey, I'm super excited you're here. Here's some things that we're going to work on together. This is us working on, and if I open this is a PDF, and it basically says, let's get a post made, how you're going to interact with people that commented on the post, you're going to then warm hand them off to your sponsor, your friend that enrolled you, whoever the mentor is that you work with, if your sponsor is no longer active. So whoever that is, like, we're going to get you into action. And then who are you going to tell that you're doing this? Who is going to want to know? And we'll just use XMD as an example. Who's going to want to know? Everybody around me is talking about this. I've actually been doing it. I'm going to get it at a more affordable cost, and I'm going to be able to earn some Christmas money. I'm telling y'all, this is why I'm doing this. I'm going to tell you why I love microdosing, and I'm going to tell you, like, nobody's like my company, Xyngular, and so I'm looking forward to being able to pay off some debt, whatever it is, right? Your sponsor, mentor, friend can help you. Be authentic. Don't use the word Xyngular, use the word XMD. But if you're new, you want them to say, okay, girl, tell me what's going on. You're not somebody that is searchable necessarily, so that it doesn't behoove you to have your company name all over the place. As time goes on, it is super, super, super helpful, because when people start looking for a leader, they can look and they can stumble upon you. So that's what's in this link. And I'll go ahead and open it and then I'll pop right back. So see, it's a PDF that has baby steps. The importance of this is, no matter whether you're wanting to do a little or want to do a lot, that's how we can get you moving toward quick start bonuses and things like that. Okay. The next one is welcome to the team. Gonna hand that to people. This is a great, like, onboarding document for anyone. Doesn't matter if they've done social selling before, none of that matters. This is completely, they're just a happy customer that wants to upgrade. They're going to see some stats on our team so that they know that they are a part of a winning team. They can get on an email list to be updated, a text list, and those are all just like, hey, we've got a big promo. This is a key Zoom that's coming out, and I feed them that information so that you don't have to, or you can be on the list, feed them the information, whatever. So this is just generic, goes out for everybody, things like that. Xyngular incentive program is there for people that need to dig into that. If you are visiting with somebody that is not familiar with social selling, they don't need to know all that. We get paid when we enroll people. We get paid when people stay on product. We get paid more for XMD. And if you build a team, the bonuses are real. You can create great income. That's the ways we get paid. That's the most important pieces. You are going to see, hey, we've got a beautiful site. We've also got a launch system that you can use if you're not accustomed to social selling or how to use social media. I'll talk more about that in a little bit. What to expect, right, is we actually do have trainings. We have things. We have team plugin pages. We have team opportunities for Zooms and things like that. Okay, so it lets them know that they're going to be plugged in. But no matter what type of business you want to build, your X app is going to be huge for you. And so this way, you know where to get it. Go ahead and download it, because if I'm talking to you about XMD, or if I'm talking to you about this collagen, I can click a graphic that tells you about this, send it to you, and then all I need to remember is that my $10 off code is Jana Bullard, all one word. Okay, so that pertains to anybody and everybody. Super, super important. What do you want to achieve? Get on the phone with your sponsor, with your friend. In some cases, it may actually be somebody that's part of your success line, like myself. Let's help look at what is the vision. Where do you want to go? This also helps me, or helps you understand, this person wants to, if somebody ever asks, they've got a link. Or this person wants to make enough money to pay for Christmas in November. Okay, so those are two different goals. We may work side by side with them in two different ways. It helps us meet people where they're at. This is also a great opportunity for them to meet your upline your success line, if you've not had a chance to introduce them in a 3-way chat or anything like that. And so the beauty of XMD is, the most common question is going to be asked, well, what if I have this, or what if I add that? Well, they're going to ask you medical questions. The answer is, that's a great question. When you meet with telehealth, they're going to help answer those questions. That's a great question. You've got 24/7 access to telehealth. That's going to be a great question for you to ask them, right? So for that very reason, you may very quickly enroll a partner or a customer that you did not need help with a conversation. You didn't need to figure out what their fit was. So you weren't looking for somebody that had more experience and could give more testimony. I'm still a big advocate for success chats, three-way chats, and then partners should always be met on the phone or on a video. They need to know that they're actually a part of something big. Next steps. Join our community, corporate Facebook page. Y'all can see even right now some of the videos that Chanel is doing is specifically on there. The first information around a promo when we are not given permission to tell the team the night before is on there. The team Facebook page is there for partners. The product support is going to be our customer page where we add value. We talk about supplements. There may be some testimonies. If we do like a coaching session, lots of times they're in there. We're going to give some protein added value for 5 days or 8 days or whatever. Prospect customer event. This is the beautifully biohacked community. And this is where collectively a large group of us host things like the September shift, or we do a specific focus on peptides or a specific focus on protein. And so lots of times this is attached to prizes, and it's just collectively groups of women like myself, Robin, Melissa, Amy, Lori, where we've got different customer groups and partner groups. We come together for the good of the group. Okay. And then the XMD peptide page is not ready currently. We're going to be adding some content in it, and it is only going to be information and testimonies related to XMD. There is never a need to invite to these up front. It is as you need. Team page for a partner, non-negotiable. You need to know what's going on with the team. As a partner, you probably need to have all 3 of them, but you don't necessarily need to add your people to it. So if you have questions about those, more is not less. Less is actually more. Okay. Consistency is key. Here's the Monday night training. It's always the same link. It's always the same link. Whether we do a power hour on that 7:30, we do a training, we have a special guest, or we do something that maybe is an opportunity event. If it's at 7:30 on Monday night, Central Standard Time, it's going to be this link. And so you can save it in your calendar, put it on repeat. It's always here. It is also in the boards. Again, that VIP, text this word, it's automatically going to add you to those lists I spoke about. This share app, spoke about that earlier, which is actually called the X app. That is huge. And there are trainings in there of how to use it. And this is important information at your fingertips. And then we go down, this is a bonus for new partners. ChatGPT, which is AI, is a great place for you to take something you've seen and say, well, make this into mine. Like, I'm a grandmother, I'm not a young mom, take this out. Like, I love horses, I don't love dogs. And you can actually help create your content. You can also, you talk to it and say, this is who I am. Or what all do you need to know about me so that you can memorize me, right? So it's a great way for you to get ideas, or to even like take something and go, okay, I really want this to be a response. And I'll give you an example I'm doing a lot right now. So I'm in different groups, and I have added some of this verbiage as I have personally used it into the board under how to interact in groups. And so I maybe ask you a question and somebody's asking something about they want to join a network marketing company, or they're looking for something that has a low buy-in, just depending on what the question is. I may go back and I may say, I call my chat GPT Chad. And I may say, Chad, I need an answer to this. They're looking to join a company. They'd like to be able to make enough money to pay for Christmas. I want to help them understand. I am looking to bring on partners. We're the only people that can have a partnership with telehealth that pays extremely well in an area where people are buying. 70% of Americans, this is projected to be a $155 billion industry. I love talking like that because I have a professional background. I say I'm a top leader in the company. I really do even say serious inquiries only. My box is full. You would say something similar. You would say, I am a part of the biggest team in the company. I do this in part-time hours. I've been able to pay for my kids, cheer uniforms, or like you, I'm saving up for Christmas, whatever it is. And we are looking because our boxes are full. And they are, our boxes are full. So you can talk to it. That is going to be important. One of the reasons why that's so important and why it's included here for even the brand newest person, we have people that do know how to social sell. They already know how to do these things. They're looking to join us because of XMD. They don't need all the rest of the information I'm about to talk about. Two is you have the opportunity with XMD to bring on partners and customers so fast. You can't wait for Monday night training. You've got to be able to self-source some thoughts, and ChatGPT can help you self-source content. You can even say, I want this to be meta compliant, not to make medical or pharmaceutical claims. And it will say you cannot say that, right? Okay, so moving on. We've got the Legacy Builder Launch Accelerator. This is something that I don't necessarily believe you need to add people to immediately, because remember, we're going to talk about make a list. We're going to talk about your first post, you and your person. We are going to assess how much you really want to do with your business. Okay. This is a 25-day drip that comes every day that teaches you social selling, gives you examples, and there's no XMD examples in there currently, but it gives you examples. And then, like, one day it talks about pillars. If you will understand that if you love breeding dogs, you got to talk about it all the time. People come to watch that. If you love to cook, you got to talk about it all the time. If you love faith and family, those are the pillars of who you are: salt and pepper and Xyngular belief. You cannot be a walking billboard for Xyngular and work on attracting people. You also can never mention it, and people know the worst statement somebody can ever say is, are you still doing Xyngular? I would be mortified. I would be mortified. So I have to be sure my doors are always open, because I want to social sell, which means using the broad World Wide Web instead of taking boxes of overhead and going from city to city in my car. Okay, so that means I need to be really good at it. This is specifically for people that they don't know what a three-way chat is. They are not sure why you would do a vision call. They don't know to work in their pillars. They're just putting flyers on their page and things that have no pull or grab. So that's what this is. Of course, this is the link for all team recordings. They're not posted anywhere else. That way you don't have to chase them. They're always going to be added right here. You can save this to your favorites, put it in wherever you want to, and that way you always have it. So the Launch Accelerator, all of this after the XApp and team pages, someone that's social selling may not need to know the rest of it. They're probably already using. So you're always meeting your new partner where they're at. Okay, so let's go back. And that is a lot of how you would actually onboard somebody. We are going to go to first steps. It's got a alarm on it. This is all those things that I just showed you. We are going to help you make a post. Here's some examples. Again, there's no XMD examples in there. So that's why this is the first thing, because if somebody's not willing to move into action, y'all, whether it's you or someone else that you are bringing on, all that means is they don't really want to do this. They want, if somebody ever asks them randomly through osmosis, go, hey, I've got a link. I'd be glad to refer you to telehealth, or I can figure out what gut products would be best for you, getting somebody to help me. So if they don't want to move into action, that's perfect. We're going to work with them as their customer until they're ready to be a partner. Okay. So this is it's very telling for you, because if you want a social sell, guess what? You got to be on social. Okay. If you want to build belly to belly and do home parties, you're welcome to. There's a little bit of training in the Legacy Builder Launch Accelerator, but because that's not necessarily the target audience for most people, there's not a lot of information on that. So get with your sponsor, ask ChatGPT, hey, if I want to have home parties, what would be the main things that I need to do? I'm a wellness company with health products, and I refer to telehealth. So launch your business. In essence, this says, do you want to have a sip and see? Do you want to go have a Facebook Live? Do you want to make a post? How do you want to put your business out there? Power list, who are you going to tell and why are you going to tell them? Okay. They ask for information. So now let's talk about, we've actually got some people that raise their hands. You're going to see a conversation flow if it is only XMD. You see a conversation flow if it's supplements only. You see one that will include XMD, which means they're wanting to go both paths. This start here basically says, we've got questions we need answers to so that we can help you find your fit that does not pertain to XMD. Sorry, y'all. That does not pertain to XMD. We're going to make a recommendation. I'm gonna recommend that you start with the Fuel Your Glow. Let's take a quiz. Let's see. This is going to hit weight and gut. It's on target. Here's some results. Whatever. XMD, the validation is those are great questions. I'm going to recommend that you ask the telehealth with that. I am not going to go and get all your information. I don't need your medical history, and I'm doing this, and this is how many doses I'm taking. Don't need any of that. We're not medical experts. This is what makes this such a simple, duplicated business. So, old conversation flow, y'all, it's all in these other links, but I've got it there because until everybody's migrated with this change, some people may need to find it handy. So I'm going to show you an example conversation of XMD only. So when you open this, you can see what you're maybe going to voice, or you can copy and paste. So if you hold your hand here down and you go just like this, and you do not have tab boards, I'm going to not copy the link part because I'm going to put my link. And now if I copy, I can go over to a text message to my friend Billie Jean, and I can send her this. You can see this says, I am so proud of how this is going to fit in. Here's my link. You'll schedule an appointment. Note, I did not ask them anything about what they're wanting to buy. Like, that's not going to be my job. Now, am I right now kind of saying, hey, now are you already using something if they haven't told me? Because I just want to see if they're exploring and they're a first time person, or like, do you have already have some experience? Past that, the answer is the same. The answer is still this, y'all. Doesn't matter whether they have experience. None of that matters. Okay. And then it also says, so people start to answer to any medical questions because they're pharmacy grade. You'll be interacting. I'm not going to answer your questions. Questions about adding supplements. That's a wonderful question. We actually have been a plant-based. Da, 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 da. Okay. And so this is going to be huge. We have the education piece, and I'll get this added there as well. That is where you can send the link about our XMD. It is in all the information that is all XMD related. That's where it's at right now. It's not built into this. Same thing. We're going to go conversation script that does include XMD. Very similar. Are you looking for supplements? Are you looking for the partnership through telehealth, or maybe a combination of both? So that's awesome. And then it kind of says, hey, if you're only wanting to go supplements, it kind of takes you thinking about the other, like now you know which one of these to go to, right? If they want to do both, if it's a telehealth only, just know, go back to the conversation script and it will help you. And now let's go into new customers for message. That's really primarily for people on the pharmaceutical. Weekly training, and the link to recordings is right there. That's Rock Your Recording. That is only Monday night. If we do anything else, it's not in there. Upgrade a partner basically says start where we just started and rinse, wash, and repeat. Now let's look in XMD. Anything that's been a Zoom, you can see dates here. This is the peptide information I was saying you would add to that conversation. It's got all the great things that they would need to know to educate themselves. You can see the microdosing. We will have straight semaglutide and straight trizipatide, but so many people are going to be looking at microdosing and compounding. That's why that's included. Okay. You can see problems and solutions. These are the types of words that you would want to be using in post. You're describing people are struggling with these problems, right? You're always serving the community. So if you're serving them, you're describing the problem that your audience faces. You're talking about how much better they'll feel physically or financially. So you're always painting a picture. And so those are just some key things for you. There's some post ideas, there's how to interact in groups, group and entrepreneur group, things like that. There's different scripts. Of maybe these are things that I've added that I have said. This is how I've responded to a question. So it's just a great place for me to go dump out of my brain when I'm actually telling somebody this and putting it there for you. There is the no for social media. It is not a Xyngular thing. It is not just an FDA thing. It is an Ozempic thing. It is a Manjaro thing. It is a big pharma thing. There are things you cannot say. You not only could lose your Facebook account, but you personally would be in trouble, and not from Xyngular. So there's pre-launch things, pretty much everything. There's graphics, and then peptide information has like other um, podcasts that you might use to educate yourself. I would not share those with customers. Some of those do maybe track back to somebody that sells. The only person that's kind of sort of in this space, but they don't have a partnership, they don't have the support, they don't pay as well as we do, and all they do is just everybody gets the same vials basically. So it's nothing close to what we do. So you just don't want to hand somebody something that says, oh, at the end of it, I'm Barbara Jean and here's my link to buy this other peptide. So don't send people information that's going to take them away from your product. And ours is superior. Our company is superior, our pay plan is superior. So that is all that I would share with you out of that. In your X app, I'm going to come back over here real quick, that I'm going to come down here to tools. All of the corporate calls are right there at the top. Y'all, anything on XMD Wellness, anything there. And so if I was right now, you're asking me to see this video, I would share, I would send it to a contact, I would come right here. I'm going to say I want to copy this share trackable, and now it's going to put it where I can put it in a text message. And if it's opened, I will know. You want to know how to use this tool on your XMD app. So, all right, let's go ahead and come back. That should give you a great place to start. The only tools that really matter, stay plugged in to all things that Xyngular is pushing out right now around XMD, whether it's walking through how to use the site, the enrollment process, any of those things, peptide education, because that's really more of the newest information that you're needing and that anybody joining you needs. If you are enrolling somebody that does know how to social sell, they've already got a big team, they're already coming to you, possibly from another company that wants to take advantage of this. Know what they want to know is, how does the comp plan work? How does the comp plan work? How do I duplicate the business? As far as your tools and resources, other than that XMD information I kind of showed you, the X app, they're not worried about any of the tools and resources. They're going to come locked and loaded with what they know and just update it to be our company. It's a beautiful place to be in. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach back to your sponsor. If they're unsure, they'll reach back to me. And we are going to completely crush all of our competitors. We're going to give customers better options than what they've had right now in precision health. This is the wave of the future. You can either wave on with us and ride well, or you can be left behind. I choose not to leave you behind.